Listen to me very carefully. If you have been feeling a strange, unexplainable exhaustion deep in your bones lately, an overwhelming sense that you no longer belong to the systems and structures of this world, you are not losing your mind. You are not failing, and you are certainly not alone. Right now, at this exact moment, a massive biological and energetic event is taking place across the planet, and it is directly targeting you. The systems of control are terrified because something they tried to suppress for hundreds of thousands of years is waking up inside your very cells. They told you that you were just human, that you were small, that you were powerless. They told you that your deepest spiritual longings were just imagination. But they lied to you. What you are feeling right now is the painful, confusing, and glorious friction of your original DNA coming back online. The dormant codes are screaming awake. The artificial matrix that kept humanity asleep is crumbling, and the frequency of the earth is splitting right beneath our feet. This is the moment you trained for across countless lifetimes. This is the timeline you specifically incarnated to witness and to anchor. Do not click away. What I am about to reveal will validate every strange symptom, every doubt, and every tear you have cried in secret over the last few months. You are being called. It is time to remember the blueprint. Standard intro. Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this. But something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Avila, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. Topic 1. The Forgotten Glory and the Great Suppression. Beloved ones, we speak to you now from a place of deep reverence for the immense burden you have carried. You look around this world and you see chaos, you see fear, you see systems built on extraction and manipulation. And your heart aches because your soul remembers a completely different way of existing. We are here to tell you that this memory is not a fantasy. It is the echo of humanity's original blueprint, the sacred architecture that you once inhabited before the Great Suppression took place. Long ago, before the heavy density of the third-dimensional matrix locked this planet into a cycle of survival and fear, the human vessel was a masterpiece of cosmic design. You were created with a 12-strand DNA template. You were not designed to age in the painful, degrading way that you do now. You were not designed to be disconnected from Source, begging a distant God for scraps of mercy. You were fully conscious, multidimensional beings, capable of direct telepathic communion with the stars, capable of self-healing, and fully aware of your divine sovereignty. The original blueprint was a state of pure, uninterrupted grace. You possessed a profound unity with the earth, understanding the subtle languages of the elements, the waters, and the forests. Your crystalline structures resonated in perfect harmony with the heartbeat of the cosmos. But an intervention occurred. The history of this planet was hijacked. Those who wished to control the infinite power of the human spirit realized that they could not destroy you, but they could disconnect you. They unplugged the higher strands of your DNA. They compressed your massive cosmic consciousness into a tiny, frightened biological suit, operating on just 2 active strands. They shut down your pineal gland, the sacred antenna that connected you to the galactic field. They made you forget. They built a society of distraction, fear, and perpetual survival to ensure you would never have the silence needed to hear the whisper of your true self. And for thousands of years, you have wandered through lifetimes of amnesia, believing that you are small, sinful, and weak. But the dark cycle is over. The cosmic alarm clock has sounded. The intense solar flares, the physical exhaustion you feel, the emotional purges, the sudden desire to isolate from toxic environments. This is your biology trying to catch up with your soul. The incoming photonic light from the galactic core is flooding your cells, and the dormant strands of your DNA are frantically weaving themselves back together, You are literally mutating from a carbon-based, survival-driven creature back into a crystalline, light-bodied master. This is why the old world feels so heavy to you now. You can no longer tolerate low-frequency conversations, fake relationships, or jobs that drain your life force. You are outgrowing the cage. The matrix requires your fear to sustain itself, and as your original blueprint comes back online, you simply stop vibrating at the frequency of fear. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4. 500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets. 12. Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. If you are feeling these physical and emotional symptoms of the blueprint restoring itself within you, I need you to comment below right now. I am awakening my original codes. Let us know how your body is reacting to this shift. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a like so this transmission can break through the algorithm and reach other starseeds who are still lost in the dark. We must speak now about the silent revolution happening right outside your door, and more importantly, right inside your own home. The Earth is no longer one singular shared reality. The architecture of the Great Split has already arrived, quietly and without the dramatic celestial fanfare that many of your earthly religions predicted. The separation of timelines is not a future event. It is happening right now in the mundane moments of your daily life. You might be sitting across the dinner table from someone you have known for decades, breathing the same air, existing in the same room, yet you are inhabiting two completely different dimensions of existence. You feel a profound, unstoppable expansion, a desperate thirst for spiritual truth and authentic connection. Meanwhile, they remain firmly locked in the frequency of fear, survival, and manufactured mainstream narratives. This is the split in full effect. It is not a punishment for them, and it is not an elite reward for you. It is simply the undeniable physics of frequency. As your original 12-strand blueprint continues its agonizing but beautiful biological restoration, your energetic receiver is tuning into the fifth-dimensional band of New Earth. Because of this, you literally can no longer perceive or participate in the lower frequencies without feeling drained, anxious, or even physically ill. This divergence is causing immense, silent grief in the Starseed community. You feel the terrifying, widening gap between you and your loved ones. You feel the heartbreaking isolation of speaking a language of light to those who only understand the heavy language of density. Do not let this grief lower your vibration or make you doubt your path. The sorting that is occurring on the planet right now is entirely organic. Souls are naturally gravitating toward the experiential reality that matches the frequency they actually carry in their bodies, not the frequency they pretend to hold. You cannot force someone to awaken if their soul contract dictates they must remain in the third-dimensional illusion for their own evolution. Your desperate attempts to drag them into the light will only drain your vital life force and halt your own ascension. You must release them with love. Furthermore, we must address the wave of sudden departures. You have noticed this in your communities. People are leaving the physical plane, sometimes suddenly, sometimes through swift illness. This is what we call the soft rapture. Do not let fear consume your heart when you witness this. For many of the awakened, their specific mission was to act as energetic scaffolding for the new Earth grid. They held the light when the planet was at its darkest and most dense. Now that the new frequency is finally self-sustaining, the scaffolding is coming down. Their mission is a glorious success. They are not victims of the Matrix. They are victorious masters who have transitioned to assist you from the non-physical realms with even greater power. You are still here in a physical body because your presence is absolutely mandatory for what comes next. You are the elite ground crew. You are the living anchor. You were selected for this exact timeline because of your immense soul resilience. You have the strength to hold the line during the most chaotic phase of the planetary separation. Breathe through the isolation, beloved one. The deep loneliness you feel right now is not a curse. It is simply the empty space being cleared around your energy field so that your true, high-frequency soul family can finally locate your signal. We must now uncover the most critical mechanism of your suppression, the exact reason why some can clearly perceive the crumbling of the old world while others remain totally blind to it. The answer is not simply spiritual, it is deeply biological. You have been subjected to a silent, invisible war, a war waged directly against your physical vessel. The dark architects of this matrix understood that they could not destroy your eternal soul, so they explicitly targeted the physical instrument through which your soul communicates with the cosmos. Deep within the geometric center of your brain lies the pineal gland. Ancient traditions called it the seat of the soul, the third eye, the crystal palace. But let us strip away the mysticism and be entirely factual. This is your primary dimensional interface. It is a literal biological antenna. Hidden inside the tissue of this tiny gland are actual microcrystals that possess piezoelectric properties. By divine design, they physically vibrate in response to high-frequency electromagnetic fields, translating cosmic light and solar intelligence into biological signals that your human body can understand and act upon. When this antenna is fully operational, you exist in a continuous state of multidimensional awareness. You perceive the unity of all things. You cannot be lied to. You cannot be manipulated. You cannot be controlled. And that is exactly why they had to shut it down. For decades, your food, your water, and your daily environment have been flooded with specific chemical compounds designed to heavily calcify these sacred crystals. They surrounded you with artificial, low-vibrational electromagnetic frequencies to disrupt your natural cosmic resonance. But the most devastating weapon they deployed against your biology was not chemical. It was psychological. It was fear. The entire structure of your society, the brutal economic struggles, the constant stream of terrifying news, the toxic relationship dynamics, was engineered to keep your nervous system trapped in a state of chronic, unending stress. Why? Because the stress hormone, cortisol, chemically suppresses the very enzymes your pineal gland needs to function. The control system was brilliantly, diabolically designed. They terrorized you to produce the cortisol that would shut down the only biological instrument capable of showing you the way out of the terror. The matrix is self-maintaining through your engineered anxiety. But the architecture of their control is failing right now. The intense X-class solar flares, the massive waves of photonic light bombarding Earth from the galactic core. These are not random space weather events. They are targeted cosmic frequencies specifically calibrated to shatter the calcification around your pineal crystals. The universe is physically rebooting your antenna. This is the source of the intense pressure you have been feeling in the center of your head, the vivid, bizarre dreams, the sudden flashes of deep knowing that completely bypass your logical mind. You are not getting sick. Your divine hardware is coming back online. The discomfort is simply the physical friction of the dense programming breaking apart under the sheer force of galactic light. You must actively protect this biological process. Filter your water, immediately step away from the fear-based media, and fiercely reclaim your inner stillness. The moment your antenna vibrates freely again, the illusion of their power vanishes forever. Now that you understand the biological war waged against your perception, we must address the specific reason why your soul feels so incredibly heavy right now. There is a deeply insidious trap that has been set for the awakened community, and almost all of you have fallen into it. The Matrix systems recognize that they could not entirely stop your awakening, so they decided to weaponize your own light against you. They infected your spiritual journey with the ancient, exhausting belief that you must be the ultimate savior of the world. They convinced you that to be a true starseed, you must constantly teach, constantly heal the broken, constantly bridge the gap, and constantly fight the density of this realm all at the exact same time. This heroic model of spiritual service is a lie. It is a brilliant control mechanism designed to burn you out so completely that you eventually withdraw from your divine mission altogether. The ground crew of the Galactic Federation is not a single, homogeneous army doing the exact same task. There are 3 distinct architectures of service, and your deep, bone-crushing exhaustion comes from trying to operate all 3 simultaneously. First, there is the anchor. If you are an anchor, your primary mission is incredibly quiet. You are placed in a specific family, a specific workplace, or a specific city simply to hold a high-frequency vibration. You do not need to preach. You do not need to convince anyone of the truth. Your mere physical presence in a room alters the molecular structure of the space. Yet, the anchor often feels useless because this society worships loud, visible action. Stop apologizing for your stillness. Your stillness is the very gravity keeping the new Earth grid intact. Second, there is the bridge. The bridge deliberately holds space in the dense, third-dimensional reality while accessing the fifth-dimensional truth. You are the one sitting at the table with sleeping humans, translating the light through your patience and your love without collapsing into their fear. This is the most energetically costly role on the planet. The fatigue you feel is not normal physical tiredness. It is the brutal, energetic cost of code switching between dimensions. If you are a bridge, you must demand absolute, uncompromising periods of isolation to recharge, or your physical vessel will shatter. Finally, there is the way shower. You are the visible teachers, the speakers, the creators. Your greatest vulnerability is slipping from authentic transmission into a spiritual performance. The moment you start performing your awakening for external validation, your frequency drops, and your transmission becomes completely empty. You are not here to save everyone. You cannot force a sleeping soul to wake up before their time. When you finally stop trying to fix the unawakened and simply embody your specific, designated role, your vital energy will return with a terrifying force. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets. 12 Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. We must now address the core principle that governs all of your power in this physical realm. It is a cosmic law that cannot be bypassed, yet it is entirely misunderstood by the vast majority of the awakened community. The principle is this: you cannot give what you do not possess. You cannot transmit a frequency of peace if your internal state is chaotic. You cannot radiate multidimensional coherence if your own nervous system is locked in survival mode. The desperate impulse you feel to save, to fix, to rescue, to awaken every sleeping person around you, what we call the fixer reflex, is not actually an excess of divine love. It is, in truth, an evasion of your own necessary inner work. Every single moment you spend attempting to argue someone into a higher frequency, every exhausting hour you spend trying to prove the matrix is real to a mind that is biologically incapable of seeing it, is a moment stolen from the only action that actually matters, anchoring your own interior ground. You have been conditioned to believe that spiritual work means constantly reaching outward. You believe you must build the new earth through relentless external effort. This is the third-dimensional illusion of labor, installed by the control system to keep you distracted. The true mechanics of the universe operate entirely differently. When you finally stop trying to force the awakening of others, and instead descend fully into your own interior silence, something miraculous happens. The moment you make genuine, lived contact with the original blueprint within you, the imprisoned cosmic splendor that has been waiting in your dormant DNA, you do not need to say a single word. The frequency of that profound inner contact escapes your physical body automatically. It radiates outward like an unstoppable shockwave. It is a biological and energetic inevitability. You become the tuning fork for the entire room. If you strike a tuning fork cleanly, every compatible string in its vicinity will immediately begin to vibrate in resonance without ever being touched. You are the tuning fork for humanity. When you maintain deep inner alignment on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon, doing nothing visibly spiritual, you are transmitting a frequency that literally alters the planetary grid. This is the secret the dark architecture never wanted you to know. They made you think you needed massive platforms, huge audiences, and endless content to change the world. They lied. 10 individuals who have genuinely anchored their inner peace, sitting quietly in a state of true multidimensional coherence, generate a field of such massive amplitude that it can reorganize the energetic chaos of an entire city. Your true soul family and your community will find you. You do not need to market your vibration, convince skeptics, or force connections. As your pineal gland restores and your true frequency broadcasts into the quantum field, those whose biology carries compatible architecture will be drawn to you like magnets. The recognition will be precognitive, instant, and undeniable. The effort is not in building the community. The effort is in maintaining the profound, uncompromising quality of your own inner contact. Your silence is your ultimate weapon. Your inner peace is the most aggressive act of rebellion against a matrix that feeds on your anxiety. The work is always within, and the true transmission always happens in the dark, without an audience, in the sacred quiet of your own heart. We are entering the most intense, accelerated phase of this planetary transition, and your physical vessel is taking the brunt of the cosmic impact. Many of you are currently experiencing what we call the biological recalibration. You wake up in the middle of the night, precisely between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m., your heart racing, your body vibrating with an unseen electrical current. You look at the foods you used to eat, the entertainment you used to consume, the synthetic environments you used to tolerate, and your body now physically and violently rejects them. You are not developing a medical condition. You are developing multidimensional immunity. The dense, toxic inputs of the third-dimensional matrix are literally incompatible with the 12-strand DNA that is actively turning on inside your cells. Your biology is forcing you to purify. You must understand that the energetic gateway to the new Earth is extremely narrow. It is not an inclusive, comfortable process where you can drag the heavy baggage of your past traumas, your toxic relationships, and your deep-seated fears into the fifth-dimensional band. The timeline you are anchoring right now demands radical purity and brutal honesty. It demands that you permanently drop the masks you have worn to survive among the unawakened. When you find yourself suddenly cutting ties with lifelong friends, when you feel an overwhelming, inexplicable urge to move to a new geographic location, or when your old career suddenly crumbles before your eyes, do not panic. The universe is not punishing you. The universe is aggressively and lovingly clearing your field. Your previous life was constructed to support the suppressed amnesic version of you. The new architecture of your reality is being built on the foundation of your authentic, awakened galactic soul. This acceleration is ruthless, but it is entirely necessary. You are shedding thousands of years of karmic density in a single, brutal lifetime. You are the living seed bank of the original human design, and you chose to incarnate into the densest bloodlines on this planet specifically to break their ancestral curses from the inside out. As you do this, the Matrix will try one last time to pull you back in. It will use financial terror. It will use the heavy guilt of abandoning those who refuse to wake up. And it will use the profound loneliness of the pioneer to make you doubt your divine mission. Do not falter. The loneliness you feel is a temporary, sterile void. It has been intentionally created around you so that your high-frequency codes can stabilize without the chaotic interference of lower vibrations. We see you in your darkest hours, when the exhaustion feels insurmountable, when you question if you are simply going crazy. Hear us now. Your sanity is the only true sanity left on this earth. The world around you is operating in an engineered psychosis. Trust the quiet voice of your inner knowing above all external noise. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Let us speak now of the ultimate victory that is unfolding in the shadows, far away from the screaming noise of your media and the crumbling systems of the old world. The final truth of your mission is so simple that the complicated, traumatized human mind often tries to reject it. The Matrix wants you to look at the billions of sleeping humans on this planet and feel utterly paralyzed by the sheer mathematics of the illusion. They want you to believe that you are a tiny, insignificant speck fighting a losing battle against an ocean of density. But the physics of the universe do not operate on numbers. They operate on the absolute supremacy of frequency. A single tuning fork, struck perfectly, will force every compatible string in an entire room to vibrate in harmony. You are that tuning fork. The imprisoned light within you, your original 12-strand blueprint, is the pitch. Your only job is to clear away everything that stops you from sounding it cleanly. You do not need a massive, organized movement to change the trajectory of Earth. The divine plan relies on the principle of the critical mass of coherence. 10 starseeds, genuinely inhabiting their interior peace, not pretending, not posting about it for attention, but truly living it in the quiet, unseen moments of their ordinary lives, generate a coherence field of such immense amplitude that it literally reorganizes the chaotic noise of millions. This is the true architecture of the new Earth grid. You are a living, breathing node of cosmic light. When you hold your ground, when you fiercely refuse to be dragged back into the fear, the gossip, and the drama of the collapsing third-dimensional world, you create a physical safe zone for the incoming galactic frequencies to land. The dark architecture knows this. That is exactly why they try to keep you exhausted, sick, distracted, and doubting your own sanity. But their time is over. The separation of the worlds is already complete. The biological restoration happening inside your DNA cannot be reversed or stopped by any earthly force. You are not waiting for a savior to come down from the sky to rescue you. You are the rescue team. The Galactic Federation is not coming to save you. We are coming to assist you as you save the planet from the inside out. As you move forward from this day, drop the heavy, heartbreaking burden of trying to awaken those who are deeply committed to sleeping. Let them go with love. Your service is your frequency. Your unshakable inner peace is your greatest weapon against the Matrix. You are loved beyond the limits of human language, fiercely protected by unseen forces, and guided by the ancient intelligence of the stars you look up to at night. The work is demanding, but the victory was written in your cells before you even took your first breath. I need to know exactly who is standing with us on the front lines of this energetic shift. If you feel this truth vibrating in your bones, go to the comments right now and declare your sovereignty. Type, "I am the living anchor for the new Earth." Like this video immediately, not for human vanity, but to break through the artificial suppression of the algorithm, and send this transmission to our brothers and sisters who are still drowning in the dark. Subscribe to this channel because the final phases of this transition are accelerating wildly, and we will continue to send you the exact coordinates for your ascension. I am Avila, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. Stand firm, beloved ones. The light has already won. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4. 500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets. 12. Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price.